At 6 o'clock, I'd like to bring the meeting to order, starting with the roll call.
Gravel,
Here.
Sutenbach,
Here.
Donaldson,
Here.
Caps, Weirs, and Pill.
Here. We could all stand, face the colors, please. Robert, would you lead us in the pledge of allegiance, please?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And quick prayer. John, would you lead us in a prayer, please?
Dear Lord, look after these volunteers who have worked for this city for so long that'll be leaving next month or at the end of this month, and help the new ones coming in. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Council, could we get the approval of the minutes, please? The last minutes.
The November 10th is the only ones I have. So. Motion to approve the November 10th City Council meeting as presented, minutes as presented.
I'll second.
Conversation? All in favor?
Aye.
Clerk's report.
The total vouchers for this month were $112,310. We had a total income of $84,259.83. If you guys have any other questions over this, water improvement fund is down there.
Need council to approve vouchers, please.
Motion to approve the vouchers in the amount of $112,310.72.
I'll second.
Conversation. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, next is Christmas bonus. She had put Christmas bonus together for you. Does council find necessary to go to executive session regarding Christmas bonuses? Last year's Christmas bonus was at 3%. Mindy's asking for approximately the same thing for this year. I think she's spending $40-some more this year than she did last year. At first on the agenda was the budget hearing. That is now off of there, so there's no question the funds are available for the those funds for Christmas bonuses, and I'll explain that D to everybody when we get to it. So.
I would make a motion to approve the Christmas bonuses at 3% for a total of $11,499.66.
I'll second. I got it.
Conversation? All in favor?
Aye.
Very good.
I would move to approve the unused vacation payout for 2025 in the amount of $7,796.12.
I'll second.
Conversation, anyone? All in favor?
Aye.
Very good. We had this on the agenda. What had happened is QuickBooks had put the fire truck in the budget column. Okay, so the money we spent on the fire truck that we're getting from tax dollars, she was going to have a hearing for those funds because it exceeded her budget authority. However, I got a call this afternoon, just before the meeting, from Shelley Underwood, and here's where we would be with, we no longer need that hearing, and here's why. The purchase was not part of a budget expense. It was a loan. It's just like our project loans. You know, the millions of dollars, the hundreds of thousands that she writes and checks doesn't go against her authority. It's not part of your budget. So it's a loan. It's not budgeted. It was put in the wrong category in QuickBooks. Okay, so that again did not help our cause based on it would appear that she's writing checks for it. This will put the budget, her well under her authority, probably in the 300,000 range plus now. So she's gonna end the year up in real good shape on behalf of the city. So, and Shelley will call you tomorrow and make sure you understand how this is going to get redirected in the budget. Okay, so council has any question regarding that based on how that would come about? There's no way for the city to predict how much or when we were going to get that money for a fire truck because it was put on a 1-cent sales tax. So it was already approved. You wrote an ordinance for it and it existed. So good job, Mindy. Sewer, any questions? Codes Department, nuisance report. Any questions? Building report. We're closing out the year in good shape. Any questions?
Did you just close out all of 23? Is that what you said? 23 is not officially closed.
Public safety. Police department. Do you have any questions regarding your report? Fire department.
Just kind of side note, did they ever figure out what happened, why the camper caught on fire? Electrical? Okay.
We're gonna move projects. We'll go to a water project. We have a pay requisition 6 to approve. Need a motion from the council?
Motion to approve pay requisition number 6 in the amount of $785,879.20.
I'll second.
Conversation? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, that consisted of 2 invoices, one from B&G for $54,722.50, and the other one's for Hettinger for $731,156.70. Okay, B&G Consultants. Aaron's here for, he has some things for us tonight, a change order, and with the water project. Go ahead,
Good evening,
Aaron.
Mr. Mayor and council folks. Progress, just appreciate you guys moved very quickly here. Been to a lot of council meetings, it's great. Progress going really good on the water line project that's currently being built. Transmission main portion of the project's about 82% complete. I just wanted to give you guys a quick update on that, and then I'll move into the change order we just talked about. And then the distribution main portion of the project, which is the part kind of here in town, is about 23% complete. So work will likely start to do a little bit of slowdown here as we get into winter, and then ramp right back up as soon as we start getting some warmer weather. And we're expecting crews to continue working when there is good weather. So so far so good. Everything's going well there. The change order I'm here to discuss tonight is if you could think back a little bit, when the project first got awarded, we went back to the federal government and asked for additional funds in order to maximize the number of meters we could get, the number of folks we could get on the Linn Valley water system. That's the change from the original as-bid documents. The as-bid documents include about 717 meters. This change order brings that total to 830. So it includes all the new meters, the new service lines to install those to get attached to the water mains. This does not extend any of the actual water lines as designed, just the connections to residents off of the lines that are part of the project. So it's 113 extra meters, bringing that total to 830. So change order 1 would also add 180 days of construction for that work for Hettinger. So it's the change order is both an increase to the total construction cost and a change to the construction timeline. And yeah, the only other piece I wanted to mention was there's a really hefty contingency we had as part of the project, and so that contingency was kind of there, as I described earlier, to take advantage of the potential for adding in these water lines, or excuse me, these water meters. So all in all, this adds more folks to the system, which increases the number of people paying, helping to pay back the loan to the USDA. So we think it's a win and are recommending that change order be approved.
What accounts for the extra 180 days?
The extra time for the install of those additional meters wasn't included in the original as-bid documents for the contractor.
Do we need to go over the rest of it before
That's
we
a lot of
approve it?
time for
113 meters.
113 meters.
Yeah, it's not just the meters, it's the taps, service line installs, trenching, boring, all this stuff for the lines. And Hettinger, just to get a little more background on the project, there's been quite a bit of, what do I say here? I would agree, it's a little bit on the high side of what we would normally approve for 113 meters, and we can certainly go back to Hettinger and ask them to tighten it up. They've been very generous in the work to date of not asking for any additional time on any of the other things that have come up through BABA requirements for some items and other things. So we think it's a fair play for the city to agree to 180 additional days. And it's not for the, one thing I'll just note is it won't be 180 days longer until anyone is on water. The project as it commences will start to add people onto the system. It's just the tail end of the project being extended a bit to kind of capture everybody at the last. So.
And do we need to go over anything else before we do any kind of approval on that?
Jamie?
No.
No.
I mean, the question is it reasonable? And that's the question you guys have to decide.
880 days, 6 months. 113 meters. Is that unreasonable?
If Aaron thinks it's all right, and that's what they're the engineers, and that's what they're
Yeah.
doing.
Anybody on the council have a comment for that time frame? Okay.
And then I would motion to approve change order number 1, adding 113 additional meters, 180 days of construction time to the project's schedule, and increasing the contract not to exceed amount from $15,849,057 to $16,253,733, a total increase of $410,676.
I'll second.
Sorry, real quick, if I could, I apologize. The only caveat I'd appreciate if you guys could add is that it will be contingent upon USDA approval. So that simply just needs to be stated in that.
That would be contingent upon USDA approval.
I'll still second.
Conversation, input. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, thank you. Next piece in line with that, which I did not see on the agenda, but I just wanted, and we can push it off to the next one, was the corresponding change to the owner-engineer agreement between the city and BG for that additional work on the design side. So we can discuss it now, or I can.
There's only gonna be a one council person change based on who's in the room now. I would say go ahead and ask the council
Okay.
to
So the current.
take action if
Sure,
you'd
the
like.
current agreement that BG has in place with the city is in the amount of $2,489,300, which is the total for all the design today for the as-bid documents that were included and bid on, and the work that includes all of the construction observation taking place. So we're asking for an increase up to $2,514,300, which is an increase of $25,000. And that covers the additional design work for those 129, 113, thank you, 113 additional meters and service lines. So get into details. It's just all the sheet revisions that need to take place to go to the contractor to get that officially part of the project.
And this is, to complete, through the conclusion and completion of the project.
Yes, and it does, I'll just note, we have been pretty, we've been able to, save some money on the front end of construction by having our current, you guys have seen them all, Jim Mayfield out in the field. We're planning on adding another inspector in the spring when they start to kind of ramp up and get into other places in town and start adding in meters. We have a budget for a construction observation, and even with adding in that second person and extending contract 180 days, we're gonna be able to do that within the budget amount. So we're not asking for an increase to go along with the extension of the length of term.
The increase will come with the second, the $25,000 increase will come with a second inspector.
That's
observer.
actually already included.
Second inspector's
Okay.
already.
Yeah, it's already included. It's already in the deal, yeah.
Okay,
The 25,000 just for the time for developing the plans for the contract
Okay.
for those additional years.
Motion to approve contingent on USDA Rules Development Review and Approval, amendment number 2 from BG and city owner engineer agreement. Increased contract not to exceed amount from $2,489,300 to $2,514,300, a total increase of $25,000 to cover the engineering change from the engineering effort needed to incorporate the additional 113 meters from change order 1.
I'll second that.
conversation.
I'm impressed that you guys didn't go for more on that. Aaron?
Jamie,
Sorry.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, sewer?
Yes, sir.
All right, we'll move on to the sewer project. Let me call it the lagoon expansion project, so we don't get confused. So we had a bid opening for the lagoon expansion project. We had, I'll just, right off the top, very successful bid. 6 bidders. Our engineer's opinion of probable cost, so our estimate was around 4.9 million. And the bids came in ranging from 3.295 million up to 4.287 million. So below our engineer's estimate, which is great, means we're getting a great deal on it. Several of the bids were 3.295, 3.4 million, 3.6 million, 4.0 million, 4.4, and the 4.2 I mentioned is, 4.4 was the high. So bids were really close together, particularly on the low end. So the low bidder was Double S Dirtworks. So after review of all the bids, BG is recommending award the contract to Double S Dirtworks, contingent on USDA review and concurrence, which this is now, it's been in their hands, so we're waiting to hear back that they're good with everything on their end as well. But we're recommending the city go ahead and award that contract, contingent on USDA review and concurrence, in the amount of $3,295,235.
Council has the prerogative of going to executive session to discuss this matter if you feel necessary. If that is not necessary, you have no conflict with Double
Double S.
Double
is a
S,
very reputable company out of Pittsburgh.
then,
If legal doesn't have anything?
Well, that's my question to you, and John just hit it, apparently John knows them. You know these companies.
Yeah, so it was vetted by our staff in Manhattan that did the design.
I mean, lowest bid isn't always the best bid.
Yes,
You know
lowest
that.
qualified bidder, correct.
Correct.
Yeah.
You've hit the lowest bid, that's why I'm asking the question out
Yes.
loud is if you know the work at Double S Dirtworks, is that the most reasonable bid?
I'm
And
more
two,
comfortable with Double S than I am with Dirks, which was second.
Okay.
Dirks Heavy.
but you would also agree with John then?
Yes,
Okay.
yeah, we have in our letter to the city, just to read it out here from Wes, who's the project manager, or the project engineer on it. Double S has demonstrated a successful track record on several projects of similar scope. So they pretty qualified to perform the work.
Okay.
And I would make a motion to award the construction contract to Double S Dirtworks contingent on USDA Rule Development Review and concurrence in the amount of $3,295,235.
I'll second.
conversation. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, very good.
That's everything I had.
That should be about it when, council, any questions for Aaron before he goes, or?
I'm sticking around, I got some stuff to hand out.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I was just getting ready to ask, where's the Christmas
Right.
gift?
Okay. Tick. Okay.
We don't
Council,
call
let's go
chaos
back to water project, water rates. This is gonna fall right into 7 and 8, so we can start the discussion. Did the council get a chance to take a look at the water rate sheet that Joey brought to the, workshop last time?
It's page 45 in your council packet.
What we're here tonight to do is that, to try to answer any questions that the council might have based on, Joey had sat down, went over our rates, and he'd come back with a $65 a month water user rate for the, water meters. That includes the first 3,000 gallons, and it'll be subject to $10 a thousand over that. Okay, that's all part of the, resolution fee schedule, and it would be added to ordinance, 276.
You telling me it's $65 for 3,000 gallons? When this community has said it's gonna be $5,000 for 1,000 gallons forever? Weird.
Well, that's what happens when you listen to the Facebook keyboard warriors.
A lot of work went into this, including, I heard from Austin. Austin dropped out because with Midwest Assistant Program and Rural Development, they worked for the USDA. Without the USDA, they dropped out for a while. Austin did review everything, and that he was comfortable with the council accepting $65 in the beginning. Richard got to sit in on a meeting with Joey, and Joey, I think Richard understood it clearly what our choices here are. You know, you can raise taxes, which everybody chose not to raise taxes in this thing, or we can let the users pay for it, which that is what this represents. You'll have a whole year's collection before you'll have to make a payment. So you'll get a little historical data and some money ahead of this. And worst case scenario, let's see, instead of the community growing and selling $24 to $28 million, something miraculously happens in this community that's never happened before, and it slows down and we don't buy but 14 million gallons of water. Okay, then you'd be in a pickle if you believe that that's what's going to happen. But all of you that are here now, you will have neighbors in 2 years, regardless where you think you live. That's how fast it's growing.
I just hope they mow the grass.
Hope they mow the grass.
Lou, I wanna thank you. for
That's a
all the work
double-edged
you've done
sword.
on this.
Yeah.
Pardon?
I know how much work you put in on this, and
Well-
I'm proud of you, and I thank you for what you've done.
Well, the
And
community,
this is what you and I, this is right around what you and I were talking 2 years ago.
well, you know what? Thank you. Lister knows all the people and all the contacts to keep success going. So guys, the city will be in good hands.
And thank you too, Robert. I know that you did a lot of work on it too. And I appreciate you stepping in, Richard.
Yeah, I've kind of made this my baby, you know, and I wanna stay involved in it to the end.
Well, hopefully you like your baby.
So this moves us down to resolution 144, the fee schedule. Jamie, were you okay with what was presented for that fee schedule?
Yes.
Okay, would need a motion to rescind the previous resolution and approve the new resolution.
Motion to adopt Resolution 144, repealing Resolution 141, and establishing fees pertaining to city services, permits, and applications offered by the city and referenced within the code of Linn Valley, Kansas.
A second.
Conversation?
When are we thinking about getting rid of the, impact fee for holding tanks?
The city can do that, I would say upon the completion of, your, somewhere through the process of your sewer lagoons. I think that's where your impact fees came in.
Yep.
They were originally designed to try to, would that slow
It didn't
things
slow
down?
did it?
But I think that was the reason that it
That's
was.
at 500 right now.
Yes, sir. And that's the reason it was put there, and I think once you see the project up and going, and you know what, you can actually see the doorknob on the door, I think then the council should probably consider that. And that'll also, you'll change that in your rate fees, your fee schedules also.
And we just added 6 more months to the water project. So I would say if the growth continues even at a slower pace than it is now, we'll still be getting plenty of tanks and stuff being put in the ground in between now and the time we actually have metered water to people.
Fact remains is that under new legislation of a new mayor, and this will be his council, you know what, you guys can readdress this, at any time you feel comfortable. Although your attorney's gonna say, guys, don't change your fee schedule 10 times a year.
Yes.
So, any questions regarding that? Well, we also need to move down to, with that, so that everybody understood, the fill station. The water that's being sold at the fill station will be sold at $15 a gallon. It'll be the new cost to purchase. Okay,
Works out with what they've been paying for. Yeah, I mean,
They're,
1250 a thousand, I think.
is that what it currently is? Because I know we added that automatic 2.5 or whatever every year, so I just didn't know where we got to so far, but yeah,
What'd we end up on?
I think
15,000?
15,000?
and once the new fill station's open is when you will designate a specific time, which should be then to decommission the water plant. You don't want to be competing with, we cannot compete with your own water plant.
Don't we gotta have, things that are lying down there, it's gotta be hooked up first? I mean,
To service,
Yeah, the fill station.
no.
No, they need to hook in down by the people on Linn Valley water to get
Oh,
them
yeah.
water
Yes.
first, like you.
Handed down by the dam.
But
Yeah,
that's,
tell me.
that's what we talked about they're gonna be doing.
When the Linn Valley water people are hooked up and the water fills go, and then they can decommission it.
Okay, I thought Lou was saying when the water towers and the fill stations hooked up.
but once you start selling water, will be, they should have that transmission connection made. Richard, they need to get that transmission, because you know what, you're counting on this revenue in 2026. If you don't get in these contractors' ass and keep them going, on a warm day, where are they at? I'm telling you, we're missing revenue now. We've already paid for the first 12 millions a gallon this year that we're not gonna recover. It's time that the city start earning something here. So it's not that the contractor hasn't been doing it, but it's just the stress that you need to put on them that it's our turn. When is it our turn? The distribution of millions and millions and millions of dollars, when is it our turn? Mayor Lister?
still need to vote on that.
You need to vote,
Yes,
vote on
we
7.
still need action taken on that.
I just know Mindy was telling me it's gotta be hooked up down there.
Yeah. And we've talked to them several times, but whoever goes to their project meetings, which is what, every 2 weeks or every month?
It's once a month. As of right now, the only committees that we have is the water and sewer. Richard is on both of those. So when the new mayor comes in, he'll designate the committees however he chooses to. Those are,
Good, Richard, but
those are under his authority.
Kinda bring that up at every meeting to see when they're, cause I talked to them several times about it, and they said that they were gonna be able to do that. They said that they should be able to do it in conjunction with opening up the fill station and hooking onto that line.
Right.
And maybe that's the line you were
That was-
talking about.
That was kind of my understanding, that once they got everything sanitized and everything flushed and everything like that, then they basically turned the valve on. But they gotta be hooked up to the Linn Valley lines, and that'd be part of it. That was my understanding.
So they gotta get down to us,
Yeah,
one side or the other.
They're to the church already. You know, they're moving right along through there, so
Yeah.
I think once they take that challenge to get that, main to that point, portion of that main, it shouldn't take them long to get it there. But that should be part of, kind of a tie-in balance, guys. You know what? Because how are we gonna compete with ourselves?
Do we have a timeline on when they said they're gonna turn on the tower?
Do we have a cleaning schedule with Caldwell yet on the tower, Aaron?
There, right now, the tentative schedule is close to the end of this month.
Okay.
December is when we're anticipating getting water into the tower, clean and sanitized. But that was from our last construction progress meeting, so I'll follow up tomorrow.
I talked to Brett, through the week, last week, toward the end of the week, and Brett felt pretty good that the timelines are picking up. We're hitting those timelines, and we should have Caldwell in here.
Close on the booster station, which is over near the scene, getting all the electrical components in and getting everything hooked up. Pumps are in, electrical's going in, they've been working on it, so as soon as they can get that up and running, then test the lines, they can fill the tower.
There you go.
We still need to vote on that.
Okay, go ahead.
No, we made a motion. and a
Motion,
second.
second, conversation. All in favor?
Aye.
Cereal malt for Deer Trace Golf.
We're skipping number 8.
Sue said, didn't you just pass that?
No, that was the resolution. for the
Oh,
fee.
let's go to ordinance 276. I thought we had passed 144. Ordinance 276, that's a connection to the water system. That was the ordinance that we went through in the workshop. If everybody's had a chance to look at the changes and corrections. Good job, Mindy. Jamie, did you find those changes to be in accordance to what we discussed in the meeting?
Yes.
Well, since I missed the meeting, sorry about that again, I had a couple questions.
Okay.
And I don't know what it would look like when the resident is responsible from the meter to the house. Would there be an opportunity for the resident to put a valve right next to the meter?
they can shut off the meter. Like if they got a leak.
Not what this says.
That says you can't shut off the city valve, that's not the meter.
There's 2 valves, one before the meter,
Okay.
one after the meter.
Okay.
You
They
can
can
shut
shut
off
off
the
the
one
meter.
after the meter, not the one before the
Okay.
meter.
That just wasn't made clear, I guess.
And more so, that was put for contractors.
Right.
Homeowners don't run around with keyways that drop down in 4-inch bits to turn valves.
Well,
Okay,
you just-
contractors do that, but homeowners, myself, water line,
TikTok.
you're gonna go out, turn that meter off, you know, it's just what you do, so. But if they wanna put an additional valve in on the owner's side,
Well,
they can do whatever they want.
I mean, when I do mine, I'm gonna put one by the house, but that concerned me because I don't guess I realized it was speaking of another valve.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then the other thing I had was, decommissioning the holding tanks.
Council in previous conversations have decided that, it was not for the city to tell everybody what to do with their tanks.
Okay. So,
They're decommissioning the line between the tank and the
So it's
house.
not the tank, just the line.
okay.
So somebody can't
So-
still fill up their water tank and use it.
And as I brought up in the workshop,
Right.
the state said that the
That's-
inspector will need to take pictures showing that it's not hooked up.
Okay, and then, so, and these are, this is another question I get asked a lot is, and you're saying to take a picture of the lines?
The inspector,
Okay,
so when I talked to the state about the tanks,
right?
they said you just gotta unhook the lines from them, and the inspector needs to take a picture showing that the line coming from the meter is going to the house and not going through,
Oh, not going through
not
the
going
tank?
through the tank.
Okay,
So you can take a picture underneath your house or wherever the line comes in, because I don't have to dig up my whole yard, to my tank and show where the line is disconnected from there.
Yeah, you do.
you just gotta prove that the new water line from the water system is not going to
Yes,
the
it's
tank?
not
That
going
is
to the
correct.
tank.
Okay,
Yes.
And nothing from the tank is going into the
And then the state said, those people pay for those tanks, they can do whatever they want.
But in this ordinance, it also, somebody also had mentioned using them for storm shelters. Well, which it's clear in this ordinance that you have to follow local, state, federal ordinances and guidelines to do this. So those tanks are designed to hold water, not save lives. So it would require an engineer's design and an engineer's signature to do a redesign on one of them tanks, to put a pump in it to remove the water, to create a hood so that 5-foot people could get into a 4-foot space.
I've been in mine, no.
So, I mean, but for people to use them for watering reservoirs for their gardens and their yards and et cetera, I think in the council's conversation, you didn't feel that it was necessary to tell people what to do with them.
Yeah.
Along with the POA's big reservoir, the 10,000 gallon reservoir, that holding. So it won't be the responsibility of the city.
Right, okay.
What
And-
the lady at the state told me is what a lot of people do with them is they run from their gutters
Right.
and do a rainwater catch or whatever to get into that, just to, like, water the garden.
Yep. Okay, I just wanted to verify, because that was a big question from a lot of people, because they didn't want to go through the expense of digging the line from the meter to their house, and now they gotta fill in, get rid of their tank, because that's what everybody's reading.
And I think that might be a misinterpretation. You don't have to get under your house and run a new water line.
No.
You can connect right at the
Right.
point that you're gonna disconnect. So I think there's a misinterpretation that's gonna cost me thousands and thousands of dollars for a contractor to run water under my home.
Well, now I can,
From that
I
meter, you go
can,
to
I can
where-
explain it to them,
Yeah.
and it'll make sense.
Okay, we need motion to approve.
motion to approve ordinance 276, establishing requirements for connection to the public water system in the city of Linn Valley, Kansas.
I'll second.
Any more conversation? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay.
I
That
had a
looks
que- I had
good.
a- I had a question about the water meter rates.
Yes, sir.
About what we just talked about. I seen it as a 2.5% annual raise. Where did we come up with that on the billing? The price?
That's
In
basically-
2023, the council passed a motion that instead of evaluating a fee increase every year for that resolution, that we would set a nominal fee at 2.5% that would just pass from year to year.
And just keep going forever?
It will, well,
Until-
till the council chooses to rescind it. And,
It's basically
It's-
supposed to align with cost of living raises every year.
What's 2.5% of $65? Anybody know?
We're council people, not mathematicians.
Come on, man.
George got it.
$1.62.
$1.62. Yeah. Who said-
Well, and
I knew it'd be Aaron.
That was fast.
$1.63.
It's the same that's on our sanitary, or local
Well,
sewer.
and-
right now,
and-
it's
and-
50%.
And Michael, in addition to that, the water's gonna cost us the 2.5 each year.
that's what I was gonna say.
us buying
We have
water's
to
gonna
pay an
go up too.
additional 2.5 every year for purchase, so.
You have a water rate goes up every year, I see.
Just
Then
reminds me
in
of the
2027
POA
you
assessment
renegotiate.
fees that go up every year. Kind of bugs me.
Well, you could sit down and establish what you want to, again, as the council looked at it in past, this was a growing community that's not gonna stop growing.
And we did a one-to-one.
You know, and you can spend days and days and days evaluating, well, maybe codes because you have a half a person, you know what, maybe they should be at 4%, you know, versus maybe, court system doesn't need but 1%. I mean, you could break it down and spend all your time doing it. I just think, Austin Masters was satisfied with the fact that we didn't have to put that 2.5% in our cost of water because, we already have that ordinance. So.
I just wanna make sure we're
There's a
charging.
plus and a minus to it.
I just wanna make sure we're charging the
Yeah, yeah,
the least-
everyone-
least
yeah.
possible we can.
And for the most part, if you'll watch it, most of your vendors are increasing at 2.5%. We got hit harder than that in certain years based on, cost of parts for sewer project and stuff, so, you know, grinder pumps and the rebuild of pumps and things of those nature, so, you know, sometimes it's even higher than the 2.5%. But it's for the council and the new, city manager to sit down to evaluate and assess and sometime that assessing be scary, you know, it may be higher than 2.5% in the future. So, okay, cereal malt beverage. The golf course. Mindy?
Oh, it's the yearly, one is for on premises and off premises, which would be on the golf course. Need a motion, unless you don't want them to sell beer.
What is the ordinance number?
You can be a dry city.
Not really, cause we've already done Lake
Oh,
Shore.
that's true, we're already legal. We've already,
Have you heard
Passed
anything on
it.
the lake shop? Did they get approved for their lake?
I don't know. That all goes through the state.
What resolution are we on?
I'm on number 9 on the agenda.
9A.
I didn't get it in that agenda with mine.
There's no
I didn't get
resolution.
an agenda with mine either. So,
Oh, you didn't?
there's ordinance 276.
Last 2 pages of the
Should be the last
packet.
2.
There he is. We need 2 different motions, one for,
Can they do
Yes.
both of them in one motion, or?
I think
No.
we always
No.
do 2.
No, they're two different.
Okay,
I motion that we accept, Deer Trace Golf Courses application to provide liquor,
sell and consume cereal malt beverage.
cereal malt beverage.
I'll second it.
Conversation? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I
Very good.
motion to it, that we accept Deer Trace Golf Course providing cereal malt beverage outside of the building, on the golf course.
Sell unopened and consume off premises is the next one.
Yeah, sell unopened and consume off premises.
Okay. Second?
I'll second it.
Conversation? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
There you go. Old business, hay contract. Everybody take a look at the hay contract. It should read exactly as was discussed. Instead of the 5-year agreement that the farmer's coming to conclude, this is gonna take him from a year to year, and it's to be renegotiated in November, so he doesn't apply herbicides and pesticides before the city may or may not say, I'm gonna take it to bid, or we don't like you anymore, or, We don't like Jamie anymore, or however it works out.
No, it's not a typo.
And she needs to make a correction. Give them the correction, the typo.
It
You need to tell
says,
them what you're approving.
funds must be paid to the city on or before November 31st. There's only 30 days in the week, so I need to change it.
Technically, you're correct.
Or December 1st. So,
Motion to approve the
I motion
contract.
that we approve the hay agreement from the agreement will be from January 1st to December 31st.
I have a motion.
With the
The change, you want change to,
with the change of November 30th instead of 31st.
31st.
second?
Conversation. All in favor?
Aye.
Very good. New business. I want everybody to, we have a special meeting on December 15th. Joey's coming in to move the bonds for your sewer lagoon project. Good news, the bid come in. We have different than the water project, that it exceeded the amount that our original loan. We have the financing and the loan to cover this project, even after the 3-year stalemate, from COVID, up to 2023. So, everybody will get that on their calendars. Please be here, because without a quorum, without your vote, Joey can't move you to the next step for your sewer project.
Monday, right?
Yes.
At
Okay.
6 PM.
6 PM.
The year. I'll be here.
Any new business? If there's not any new business, what I'd like to do is I'd like to thank everybody for 10 years of serving the community, and thanks for letting me serve, thanks for letting me go, and all the above. I want to make a special thanks to Robert Supernbach. Him and I have our ups and downs, but Robert's always been a good council president. Okay, he does his homework. He has been my second in many instances, and he has showed leaderships and guidance to this council many times. So I don't know if Robert wants to say goodbye, but on my behalf, it's goodbye, good luck, and if city ever needs anything, you know what, call Robert. Thank you very much. Citizen participation. Anyone? Well, it's gonna be easy tonight.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
I'll second.
Anybody want to talk about this one? Very good. All in favor?
Aye.
Conclude. Adjourn. Lister, don't forget.